are some bad attitudes and bad players in the NBA, but there are also some really bad hairstyles. The most important thing about an athlete is their skill, but it doesn't help them if we can't stand to look at them. What good does it do to be an all-star if people can't stand to watch you play? It's a different thing to call an athlete ugly because of how they look. Most of the time, they don't have much control over how their faces and other parts of their bodies look. Style of hair, on the other hand, is a different story. When it comes to player haircuts, you can't just forgive and forget. That's just not how it works. As fans and sports experts, we will forgive, but we won't forget. Today, we will discuss the worst haircuts in NBA history. But before we start our countdown, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon as well. So let's get started. Number 20. Latrell Sprewell. Latrell Sprewell gets the nod here, partly because of the bad look on his face, and partly because of the way he wears his hair. Anything that looks even a little bit like pigtails is out, but it looks like Sprewell didn't get the message. Number 19. Robert Swift. Here, it looks like Robert Swift is trying to pull off a carrot top look, but he fails horribly. Swift is one NBA player who doesn't look good with long hair. To be fair, the knuckle tattoos and black nail polish don't help either. Number 18. Adam Morrison. How can an NBA player know if his hair is getting too long? If he can feel it rubbing against his shoulders? Adam Morrison should have been told that. Aside from that, the ferret on his face is also not helping. Number 17. Chris Kaman. Chris Kaman seems to be making a statement here, just like Mike Miller. However, it seems to say that he is trying to be like the fairy tale character Rapunzel. Number 15. Andrew Miller. Andrew Miller looks like he is playing chess on top of his head, with all the pieces and everything. After thinking about this hairstyle for a minute or two, you have to wonder who came up with such a terrible look. We can't say for sure, but we are pretty sure that person came from space. Number 14. Drew Gooden. When your beard starts to look like an octopus, you should shave it. When you find out that Drew Gooden had this thing growing out of the back of his head at one point, you can't even stand the way he looks. You'd like to think that this haircut was because you lost a bet, but it never seemed that way. Number 13. Joakim Noah. It would be great if we could say that Joakim Noah was just a young person who was lost, but this horrible hairstyle didn't stop here. It's not clear if this is really his head hair or if he has never learned how to clean his ears. No matter what, the good thing about this hairstyle is that it makes it easy to sneak snacks into movies. Number 12. Scott Pollard. This style is weird from the top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Scott Pollard has always been a little bit strange, but this is a whole new level. We mean, come on, even his beard is a beard. I'm not even going to talk about the half-inch mohawk he was trying to pull off. This hairstyle is just awful. Number 11. Chris Anderson. Once you get past all of Chris Anderson's tattoos, his bad temper, and his flamboyant behavior on the court, you can see that he's just an athlete with a really strange head of hair. In all honesty, Anderson's annoying mohawk looks like it has so much gel on it that if the ball landed on it, it would pop right away. On the bright side, Anderson has kept the Got2b hair products line going almost all by herself. Number 10. Bill Walton. Bill Walton keeps his hair neat and simple these days. But back in the day, not really. If you put together a scrapbook of Walton's career and quickly flip through it, you can see evolution in action, all the way back to the time of the caveman. Number 9. Andrei Kirilenko. The way Larry Bird wore his hair reminded us of a mop. Either Andrei Kirilenko has really bad taste in hairstyles, or he used a scrubbing bubbles mop to hide the fact that he is going bald. To choose the second option would be a wishful thought. Number 8. Sean Livingston. Sean Livingston's head seems to have a beehive that could hold enough yellow jackets to fill an arena. But in his defense, someone had to sit in those empty seats when he played for the Clippers. Number 7. Mike Miller. Mike Miller's hairstyle seemed to be an attempt to make a bold statement. Still, he cut it off because people thought the message meant he was going to start wearing nail polish next. The only thing that can be said about Miller's hair is that he played much better back then than he does now. He might want to bring this mess back. Number 6. Al Harrington. Most of Al Harrington's career has been spent with his head shaved, and judging by this hairstyle, he should have kept it that way. Keeping an open mind and taking into account his eyebrows, his hairstyle looks like a big caterpillar chasing its young. Number 5. Anderson Varejão. Anderson Varejão has shown some promise on the court, but he hasn't done anything to show that he's mature enough to choose his own hairstyle. Varejão's hair moves all over the place as he moves up and down the court, making it hard for him to see because of how bad his haircut is. Still, there is a bright side. To play defense well, all Varejão has to do is violently shake his head back and forth. This will most likely cause an opposing player to lose an eye, and with it, the ball. Number 4. Larry Bird. During Larry Bird's playing days, mullets may have still been popular, but he did anything but pull off this look. Obviously, mullets are supposed to be longer in the back, but this one looks like it could have gone all the way down to his waist. It didn't help that it bounced back and forth as he ran. Bird had great taste when it came to choosing shots. It's too bad that it didn't show in the way he dressed. Number 3. Moochie Norris. It's not against the rules to wear an afro, but Moochie Norris should be. His hair looks like it's being hurt by humidity more than anything else. Even the sad look on his face doesn't help his case. Norris's hairstyle looks like an old Brillo pad that has been used a lot, considering how much money he was making. He could have at least bought an SOS pad with a more polished look. Number 2. Steve Nash. Steve Nash has a sharp sense of passing that can't be matched, but it's too bad he's not even a tenth as good at hairstyles as he is at setting trends. Nash is a great baseball player, but he has one of the worst haircuts anyone has ever seen in this sport. We've seen Nash with short hair, and we think he should get it that way again. Number 1. Pau Gasol. No hairstyle is safe from being criticized, so Pau Gasol is just as guilty as anyone else. Even if we could ignore Gasol's wild mop of hair that seems to have landed on top of his head, we can't ignore the fact that his beard is just as wild and long. If you get really close, you can see that Gasol's mountain man hairstyle is holding some food from his dinner. So, these are the worst haircuts in NBA history. We hope you found our video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.